Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a complex and often misunderstood topic: the tensions between Israel and Lebanon. This conflict, deeply rooted in history and shaped by regional dynamics, has profound implications for both nations and the broader Middle East. In this video, we'll explore the historical context, key events, and current dynamics, including the recent escalation of conflict between Israel and Hezbollah. So, let's get started. Part 1. Historical context, early 20th century. To understand the Israel-Lebanon conflict, we must first look back at the early 20th century. After World War I, the Ottoman Empire collapsed, and the modern Middle East began to take shape. The League of Nations granted mandates over former Ottoman territories, including Palestine and Lebanon, to European powers, primarily Britain and France. During this time, nationalist movements began to emerge. In Palestine, Jewish immigration increased, fueled by the Zionist movement, which aimed to establish a Jewish homeland. In Lebanon, a diverse mix of religious communities coexisted, but tensions simmered beneath the surface, influenced by regional politics and sectarian identities. Part 2. The Birth of Israel and Early Conflicts, 1948 to 1967. In 1948, the State of Israel was proclaimed, leading to the First Arab-Israeli War. Surrounding Arab nations invaded in response, but Israel emerged victorious, expanding its territory. This war created a significant Palestinian refugee crisis, with many fleeing to neighboring countries, including Lebanon. The presence of Palestinian refugees added to Lebanon's social tensions and laid the groundwork for future conflicts. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, the situation remained fraught. The rise of the Palestine Liberation Organization, or PLO, intensified conflicts, and Lebanon became a battleground for Palestinian factions and the Israeli military. Part 3. The Lebanese Civil War and the PLO, 1975 to 1982. By the mid-1970s, Lebanon was on the brink of civil war. The conflict was fueled by a complex interplay of sectarian divisions, political power struggles, and external influences, including Syria and Israel. The PLO, which had moved its operations to Lebanon, found itself at the center of this turmoil, often clashing with various Lebanese factions. In response to increasing attacks from the PLO, Israel began conducting cross-border raids into Lebanon. These actions would eventually escalate into a full-scale invasion. Part 4. The Israeli Invasion of Lebanon, 1982. In June 1982, Israel launched Operation Peace for Galilee, aiming to eradicate the PLO's military presence in Lebanon. The invasion was swift, leading to the siege of Beirut and significant causalities. One of the darkest chapters came with the Sabra and Shatila massacre, where Lebanese Falangist militias, with Israeli forces surrounding them, killed thousands of Palestinian refugees. This incident drew international condemnation and highlighted the complexity of the conflict, as Israeli involvement was seen as a tacit approval of the violence. In 1985, Israel established a security zone in southern Lebanon, leading to a prolonged military presence that would last until 2000. Part 5. The Rise of Hezbollah, 1980s-1990s. Amidst the chaos of the Lebanese civil war, a new group emerged, Hezbollah. Formed in the early 1980s, Hezbollah was initially a response to the Israeli invasion and sought to resist Israeli occupation. It drew significant support from Lebanon's Shia population, capitalizing on widespread discontent with the established political order. Over the years, Hezbollah grew from a militia into a significant political and military force, conducting operations against Israeli troops in southern Lebanon. Their tactics, including guerrilla warfare, garnered sympathy among many Lebanese, particularly in the Shia community. Part 6. The Withdrawal and Continuing Tensions, 2000-present. In May 2000, Israel withdrew its troops from Lebanon, ending a nearly 22-year occupation. This withdrawal was seen as a victory for Hezbollah, enhancing its stature within Lebanon. However, tensions remained high, particularly over the Sheba Farms area, which both Israel and Hezbollah claim. In July 2006, conflict erupted again in what became known as the Second Lebanon War. It began with a Hezbollah raid that captured 2 Israeli soldiers, prompting a massive Israeli military response. The war resulted in significant destruction in Lebanon and left thousands dead, further entrenching animosities between the two sides. Since then, border skirmishes and exchanges of fire have remained common, often ignited by Hezbollah's operations or Israeli airstrikes targeting what they claim are Hezbollah weapons depots in Lebanon. Part 7. Current Dynamics and Escalation, Fall 2023. As of late 2023, tensions have escalated significantly. Following the outbreak of war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza earlier this year, Hezbollah has increasingly threatened military action in solidarity with Palestinian factions. In September 2023, clashes intensified after Hezbollah conducted a cross-border raid that resulted in Israeli casualties, prompting a swift and heavy response from Israel. The situation has led to widespread calls for de-escalation from international leaders, but both Hezbollah and the Israeli government are under immense pressure from their respective constituencies to respond forcefully. Lebanon's internal situation complicates matters further. The country is grappling with an economic crisis, and many Lebanese view Hezbollah's actions with concern, fearing they could drag the country into a larger conflict, exacerbating existing hardships. The government's inability to provide stability or economic relief has left many feeling frustrated, and this dissatisfaction could influence public support for Hezbollah's militant actions. In recent weeks, there have been multiple incidents along the Israel-Lebanon border, with rocket fire from Hezbollah and Israeli retaliatory airstrikes targeting Hezbollah positions in southern Lebanon. Both sides have ramped up military readiness, and fears of a larger conflict are palpable. In summary, the tensions between Israel and Lebanon are deeply rooted in history, shaped by wars, national identities, and regional politics. The current landscape is marked by heightened military activity, the potential for conflict spilling over from Gaza, and the ongoing struggles within Lebanon. Understanding this complex relationship requires a nuanced perspective that considers both historical context and current events. Thank you for joining us today as we explored this important topic. We hope you found it insightful. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth discussions on Middle Eastern history and current affairs. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and feel free to suggest topics for future videos. Until next time, take care.